Now in 2010, of all the items consumed by American consumers, 2.7% came from China. Of those 2.7%, roughly half of that value actually went to American companies. So that means that about between 1.3 and 1.4% of what American consumers spent actually went to China, so to say. Now, if one looks at it in global terms, which is very little, and in comparison to the individual American debt and the increase of debt by American consumers over the last 30 years, it's completely insignificant. That's a fact. Now, if you look at it in global terms, Chinese trade has a big surplus with the EU and the United States. With Latin America and Africa, it's about plus minus zero. But with other advanced countries, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, China has a big deficit. So the deficit which China has with some advanced countries is matched by the surplus it has with other advanced countries. So the moving of jobs from advanced capitalist countries to China just hasn't taken place. And I think that's something we must be clear about. And it's an easy way out, both for American politicians and people, leaders of the labor movement, to say, oh, well, you know, we can't do anything about it because jobs are disappearing to China and there's nothing we can do, so we have to, we shouldn't take a struggle, we shouldn't fight, we don't have to, it's not possible to stop any of this. On top of that, if you look at the figures for the actual amount of jobs in the last 30 years, the actual amount of jobs in the OECD countries, every year, the amount of jobs has increased in the OECD countries. So it's simply not the fact that there's this vast flood of jobs going to China, and I can give you the figures for, you know, for the role of foreign direct investment in China, which has very little to do with the development of the Chinese economy. And I think we have to get away from these excuses for not, which have become popular among the leadership of the labor movement, which are excuses not to actually wage a struggle to improve things in the advanced countries.